What's going on, guys? So I want to take a little look at the Tesla chart. Just being that I do trade Tesla on a day-to-day basis, whether that be to the long side or to the short side, just due to the fact that Tesla has such a big, wide range. And when it does confirm levels, normally it tends to go. There's a lot of money to be made just because it moves in dollars. Sometimes, I don't like to fight around with other stocks just due to the fact that I could be waiting for a setup all day, for a 50, 60 cent move. And on Tesla, it can move dollars within minutes. If you trade Tesla, you obviously know that. So let's just go ahead and take a look at what I'm looking at here. I've got the daily chart pulled up. I do think that the next big move on Tesla is going to come to the downside. And I think that it's going to come in the range, ballpark of in the 400s. Now, whether that be 480, 490, 450, 440, that's yet still to be determined where Tesla finds some support down there. But I think it's going to have a 4 in front of it. Nothing to be concerned about. I love Tesla as a company. I love Tesla as a stock. I am not a bear. I just see what's coming overall. I mean, if you've been paying attention to the market over the last, realistically the last three months here, we've had a lot of sideways action. We've had a couple of big run-ups, and then we've had some corrections, and we've started another correction now. However, I do think that we're going to get a bounce. Okay, I do think that we're going to get a bounce just because coming off of earnings report where we were up here in up here in the 470s 475 area, and pretty much ever since earnings, it's just been sell off here. So nothing can go down that much without finding a little bit of support and getting a bounce. So we came all the way down here to the 200-day moving average. We did find a little bit of support. We did crack beneath it, but right away reclaim that level. Today was actually a decent day for Tesla, up $18, 3%. However, considering what it's been doing the last few weeks, not so great. We are still underneath supply here at the 5-day moving average. 5-day moving average on Tesla is going to be what is it? 60 602 683 cents. Let's just call it 601 for the sake of the video. Today we did close at 589.83. We did hit a low of 567.70. So the Tesla still has a lot of work to do. If I zoom out here, I do think that we're going to get a push next week and reclaim this 5-day moving average of 602. And I think that we're going to get that initial move to 630, 636, which is going to be the 10-day moving average. I think as soon as we hit that, we're going to get a little bit of rejection, trade sideways for a little bit and maybe consolidate. And then I think Tesla's going to make a push for the 50-day moving average, which is about $673. And I think at that point in time, the Qs will also be getting ready to roll over. And I think that's when we're going to get the next major correction. I think we'll break down beneath the 50-day moving average, obviously retest this 200-day moving average. And I think at that point in time is when we will get the flush of $558.83. I think that when that does happen, that the whole market in the tech sector will be correcting and everything is going to get pulled very, very aggressively. So I just kind of want to be on the right side of the trade, on the right side of the trend. Definitely going into next week as the Qs reclaimed or just shy of reclaimed the 50-day moving average. I do expect the Qs to bounce around sideways and in fact push above the 50-day moving average. So with that being said, I think Tesla will do the same as follows. I think Tesla will reclaim the 5-day moving average supply zone there. I think that when they do that, I think we're going to get a very strong and aggressive move back up in here to $630 area. And then trade around sideways. And then, like I said, make that push. But that next push is going to be, a lot of chop up and down. We'll have to evaluate the whole market as a whole at that point in time. But definitely for going into next week, I do want to play Tesla to the long side. Now, let's say we have some sort of heart attack in the market, some sort of catastrophic news over the weekend, and the market decides to sell off. What level am I looking for? The level that I'm looking for to short Tesla is going to be here. The lows. I drew the trend line at 560, but the number is actually 558. I think that if Tesla gets a flush of 558, that it does have room down here if I zoom out to this whole consolidation period here, going back to the months of September into late November. I think there's very, very strong support down in this area, but this area here is anywhere from, the high threes all the way up to 472. So when we do get the correction that everyone is talking about, 25% on the Qs, possibly that could be the area that we retest. Now that obviously doesn't need to happen. We could just push up from here and pass all-time highs on the Qs, which is 342, and get up here to 783. And I think that when Tesla clears out 783, that it can make that push to 831. If Tesla can get through 831, then obviously it can retest highs at 900. However, that is a very, very long time away. Not saying that it can't happen rather quickly, but I just the way that the market is going, just the way that with the inflation data, just the way with everything that it's been panning out, we really are due for a major correction. And what we've had, 3 or 4 days of selling is not a correction. I understand that, the NASDAQ and the tech stocks and certain tech stocks have been selling off, or what seems like trading lower for the past 2 or 3 weeks, some of them a month. However, we were still well above the 50-day average. We didn't lose the 50-day average on the NASDAQ just until this week. So I do think that the market, the tech sector, is going to get a little bit of a bounce this week. And then I think trade around sideways. I think that the Qs, which is the NASDAQ 100, is going to try to retest all-time highs, but I think they're going to get stopped out right around, the 333 to $340 area. And if you kind of see that rounding top on the NASDAQ, and you kind of see stocks like Tesla start to stall out and not push, highs, like for Tesla, if we get a bounce on Tesla and it hits 700 and it doesn't clear out 755, that's where I would be a little bit concerned. This channel here, going back to 422, I think this is a channel that Tesla really needs to clear out to get really long and to get some upward momentum to possibly stretch into the 780s. So I think that we're probably going to get stalled out here around the 50-day moving average, anywhere between 675, 650, in this range. But I do think we're going to get an aggressive move this week. So if you have been looking to play a bounce on Tesla, this is a perfect opportunity to play it, because you have a clear line in the sand as to where your stop loss would be. Your stop loss would be the 200-day moving average. Okay, so pull it up on your chart. 200-day moving average on my chart is around 579, 580. Any close on Tesla below $580, I would exit the trade. Just use that as your max pain stop loss here. The major level, first level on Tesla that we need to clear out is going to be the 5-day moving average, 600 to 602. If Tesla can break 600 and 602, it has a lot of room to stretch here very, very quickly to $636, $637. Okay, I think that's where the next trade is going to be on Tesla, is from 602 to 637. I'm not saying that it's going to go up in a straight line in one candle. Stocks go up, stocks go down. So it's definitely going to, have its ups and downs in there. But I think the next trade for Tesla is going to come between the 5 and the 10-day moving average. I think right around the 10-day moving average, depending on if they claim or they do not get, or if they get rejected, that's when we need to take a look at the Qs and see what the Qs are doing. But I do think that it's possible that we get a push to the 50-day moving average here before Tesla wants to roll over. So something to keep in mind, that if the market does want to do a major correction, the main level that you're looking for is this 200-day moving average. Any break below the 200-day moving average and a break of the low of this candlestick here, that is going to be from April 13th. Any break below April 13th's candle, Tesla is going to get hit, and it's going to get hit rather aggressively and rather fast. So that would be a trade that you would want to be on the short side on, be a part of, because I think there's going to be a lot of money to be made in this range here when Tesla starts to make the move down. Just like, for example, if Tesla was to take out 784, you would want to be in this trade to potentially 825, 830, and potentially up here to 900s. So when a stock chart has a lot of trees in the forest like this, you have a lot of moving averages, you have a lot of supply zones here, not the best time to be taking trades, unless you're swinging and unless you really have a tight stop and you kind of know what you're doing. But the first trade that I see potentially for this week is this reclaim of the 5-day moving average. That'd be a really, really great trade to take, collect some cash flow on that, maybe sit it out and let Tesla do its thing. Depending on how fast it can claim or get rejected of the 50-day moving average. That next trade might be from the 50-day moving average from 672 into 700, 720. And then I think from the 720, 730 area is where we want to look to start going short on Tesla. So that's my technical side take on Tesla. I will see you guys all in the next video.